All right, pre-show shenanigans. Hey, I don't know. It seems like skiing, like real quick, I just want to side note. I feel like maybe 30% of like broken bones for anyone ages 40 and up are from skiing. Like I know way too many adults who have torn ACLs, broken bones, snapped legs from skiing, where it's like obviously skiing's going to continue, but when I hear those stats, I mean, there's no way in hell I'm ever going to ski in my life.
No,
I
you're
mean,
you're
what?
you're gonna ski. You're gonna ski.
Yes, but on the magic carpet.
No, 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 no. You, me, and the unnamed intern are skiing. We've talked about this.
Well, it's more so you and the unnamed intern have to talk
Yeah,
about
and
this.
we'll be we'll we'll put a
I'm
leash
warning
on you.
you.
We'll put a leash on you, and we'll help you down the mountain.
If there's a leash on me, then I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll have the how
Like
you
the
have like
kid
the instructor, the
harness.
kid harness. Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
skiing down.
around
You have
my
them home.
waist. Don't choke me.
No, no, no. Yeah, it's
No,
gonna
no,
be
no.
anyway.
Funnier. Around my like it's strapped on like a backpack on me. Like my whole body will go back. Can it be like one of those dog leashes that extends to? It can go up to like 10 meters or no, 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 no.
No,
I don't
that's
have the
not good for
trust.
you. You
You
might.
don't trust me to do that. I need to stay close. Like
Yeah,
that's
no,
got to
we
be a
got to tell
six
you.
foot
We
leash.
got to teach you pizza and what's the other one? Pizza and
Don't ask me. I don't ski.
what was it like hamburger or something? But like that's, and then there's
I
the
don't
X of
know.
death. But yeah, you don't want to hit the X of death.
You're speaking a whole separate language to me right now. I've got no idea what
We'll
you're
get
talking
there.
about.
We'll get there. It'll be
You're speaking in
premium.
Michigan sign stealing language. I got no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about right
it'll
now.
be premium Waterboy content. But
Yeah. To be determined. We'll see. But real quick, gotta check. Okay, all right, good to go. Sorry, just gotta stretch out the neck real quick. Gotta get all the kinks out. Long morning. It's 4 p.m. right now, but busy morning. Packed schedule this morning. Been up since 3 a.m.
cute.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 164. For some reason I feel like I have this number off. It's 164, correct?
Yeah, it's 164.
Okay, 164, 100 more
I
than a
really hope
stack
that
in
that's wrong.
Minecraft.
I
Yeah,
really hope
me
that's
too.
not
I
wrong.
really do hope it's wrong. I feel like we're on 166 or something. But we got some more Michigan cheating updates, Everett. This time the Washington Post is involved. That's right, Bezos is involved now with this. Personally, I'm coming off, I'd actually say the worst NFL pick performance by either of us in this podcast history.
Let
My
me.
record last week was truly awful, atrocious. I promise you will never see an underqualified self-proclaimed football guru try harder in his picks ever. You will never see a man dedicate the rest of this football season as hard as I will. You will never see a man push his teammates to be the best that they can be as I will this season. Shout out Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
So we all saw this coming. The Texas Rangers, Everett, will take on the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series. Both the Rangers and Diamondbacks came back down 3-2 to win two straight on the road and make the World Series. Everett, the D-backs were an 84-win team, barely over 500, that just snuck into the playoffs. And now they're going to the World Series. I hate to be that weird sports nerd. I hate to be that guy, but there's something just a little beautiful about that. An 84-win team, barely over 500, scrapped together, led by rookies, Ketel Marte, Tommy Pham is the three-hitter. It's such a weirdly structured team, and now they're playing in the World Series. Yeah, I just feel like there's something special about baseball that makes no sense. The
I'm in
sport's
pain.
random. So this is one thing I like to say. I obviously don't like to see a division rival making it to the World Series. Also, earlier this year, when I told you what a mistake on my half, I told you like, hey, get ready in like 5 years. Diamondbacks are fun, but in about 5 years, when they're in the World Series every year, you're gonna start hating them. I didn't think that was gonna happen this year. I thought we were like 4 years away from that.
I also like a couple things. Like one, never want to see a division rival. At least it's not the fucking Padres, but
or the The Giants.
Yeah, somehow the Padres were so bad
the
that
Giants are truly like, no.
Apparently the Padres are so bad that the Dodgers stat where every team goes to the World Series, they're the only team that has not gone to the World Series. They don't count. All right. It's the Padres.
So
they don't count.
Going back to 2016, the Dodgers have either won the World Series or lost to the eventual World Series champs, except for the Padres last year. So, I mean, Diamondbacks, technically, if we're going off of trends, Diamondbacks are winning
but
the
we
World
can
Series,
also, at least after this year, we can say has made the World Series or has lost the team
Padres
that makes
didn't
the team that beat them. The team that beat them has gone to the World Series. That's like the asterisk, right? You want to talk about Mickey Mouse rings? That's the Mickey Mouse win, okay? All right, that's the Padres. The Padres. The Mickey Mouse. The Mickey Mouse win. It doesn't actually count, okay? If that's the way we want to talk about it, screw it. All right.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah. Discredit them as much as we can.
First things first, as a Dodgers fan, like this sucks because it's an 88-win team. The Braves lost
84. I said 88. It was 84.
84-win team. The Braves lost. It was perfectly set up for the Dodgers to go to the World Series.
And we would have missed the Astros too in the World Series.
And also, this sucks for the MLB. You have the Diamondbacks.
They really wish Ohio State, Penn State was next weekend instead of last weekend.
They have the Diamondbacks in the World Series, an 84-win team in a very small market.
Yeah.
And the Rangers, who obviously, Dallas, big market. All right, they'll make money off that. But it's the Rangers. They're not even the biggest team in the state. So that just kind of sucks for them. The other thing
we're never going to see a Dodgers-Yankees World Series. We're never going to see it. It's never going to happen. Never.
Yeah, never ever getting back together.
Yeah, never. Dodgers and Yankees, no, never.
Yeah, well, maybe if Taylor Swift joins them. No, but
she's our only hope. Yeah.
But this is what I was going to say.
Screw it. Taylor Swift, manager of the Dodgers. Dave, get out. Taylor, get in.
This is what I'm saying, though. Dave Roberts
it's gonna be a cruel summer, boys.
All right, now we stop. Stop. No. You have a problem.
Okay, so this is what I want to say.
Let me make my point though.
But no Swift. But keep going.
No. Dave Roberts is the Brad Stevens of the MLB. Both coaches very, very, very good in the regular season, make the playoffs, win some playoff games, but when the lights are brightest in the playoffs and it's the World Series or the NBA championship, they choke. And they get to the playoffs again, they choke again. Whether it's in the World Series, the championship game or not, they can never get the ring. Never happens. So, following in the footsteps of Brad Stevens, Dave Roberts should step down and get an executive position for the Dodgers and let a new coach who can get them to the World Series, who can win that ring, let them have that opportunity. Still let Dave Roberts be part of the organization, but have a coach who might be able to take that step for the Dodgers, get in there, and get it right.
Another thing which we did not discuss last time, over the weekend, kind of surprising. I usually don't see Muncy. Don't really get to hear many comments that he makes or critical comments he makes on the Dodgers, but he threw the whole hitting staff under the bus. Okay. Muncy's point was look at the two World Series teams last year. So last year's Phillies and Astros, they were both the worst two teams in the MLB in strikeout rate. They struck out more than any other team in the MLB. For the past two seasons, the Dodgers have been top 3 in the MLB in not striking out. We strike out the least among all the MLB teams. And Muncy, kind of what he thinks when he compares our teams pre-COVID to now in this post-COVID era, he says that we're up there like way too conservative at the plate. We need to be more aggressive. We need to be taking more chances. Like at the end of the day, the one thing that the trend in these games is that, bullpen matters. I've been very, very critical on bullpen pitching to getting you these wins, but there's one key stat that the winning team usually has more of than the loser, and that's home runs. Okay. If you want to win playoff games, it's about home runs. And so Muncie thinks that, boy, like we've been critical, being like, we're up there just swinging at everything. Like sometimes we need to take some pitches. If we are always in attack mode, screw it. When we were always attack mode, at least we'd get to the World Series. At least we'd get there. So yeah, I think there's going to be serious changes in the staff. Maybe not Dave Roberts. It's looking like it won't be Dave, but yeah, hitting staff, pitching staff, even like Mark Pryor, we might. I mean, you either better get the new sticky spider tack, or else we're going somewhere else, dude. So we'll see what Mark does. We'll see how the
bring
hitting
back
coaches
Trevor Bauer.
adjust. We'll see. Maybe he can be our pitching coach. That'd be so funny. But
hey, he's doing it for free online right now. I mean, like take some steps.
So yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how that all plays out. But yeah, I do think we need to have a different approach. It is the hitting that's the problem. Obviously, the starters got absolutely shelled. Don't get me wrong. But we should have Buehler back. Dustin May, to be determined. I'm gonna guess he's gonna miss the whole season. But Buehler will be back. All right, we'll have some big guys back, and we'll see what we could do. But college football time, Everett. I was going to talk about some differences in structure. And
No. Screw that. It's college
football. Everett. I hate to root on a team's downfall, except when it comes to the University of Michigan. Then I enjoy every single second of it. Somewhat breaking news has just came out from the Washington Post. The investigation threatening to disrupt Michigan's football season began after an outside investigative firm approached the NCAA with documents and videos the firm said it had obtained from computer drives maintained and accessed by Michigan coaches. Among the pieces of evidence presented was a detailed schedule of Michigan's planned sign stealing travel for the rest of the season, which games Michigan scouts would attend, and how much money was budgeted for travel and tickets. I believe in the 2022 season, Michigan had scheduled 8 trips to Ohio State games to steal their signs. 8. So
that's what's been accounted for.
So there's evidence of that.
Then we're not saying there hasn't been more. That's also the other thing. That's the other thing.
So this is one thing I want to say. There's also confirmation that they have bought tickets to SEC games. So last season, they went to Georgia games. They went to Tennessee games because Tennessee beat Bama and they were in the race. They were scouting everyone. And I actually heard a rumor that Everett, they did scout TCU, which means they lost to TCU with their signs. That is more embarrassing than not scout. I would at least give them a pass.
Well, let me ask this question. Was TCU just so unpredictable last year that even the scouting of the signs, they were just like, what the fuck is going on? I've never seen this before. What the fuck is happening?
I have no idea. It's just, there's rumors that they did attend those TCU games. So that's not the reason. They didn't lose that game because they didn't have their signs. So, I mean, that's a side tangent, but I just need to present that.
Yeah. There are 2 things in this, though, that I am waiting to hear about, though. There are 2 things in particular.
I think I know. I'll let you bring it up, but
no. I want to hear it from you.
Okay, so now it was originally reported that 11 of the other 13 Big Ten opponents, there's 14 teams in the Big Ten now, but of the 13 teams that Michigan faced, it was originally reported that 11 of those 13 opponents were scouted. It has now come out that only 1 Big Ten school was not scouted by Michigan, and I think we can confirm it's Rutgers.
I was going to say Nebraska.
Well, potentially, but Rutgers always plays Michigan close. And like it adds up.
Well, you would think that they would then want to scout them.
Well, that is true, but maybe Michigan actually has such low respect for Rutgers that even though they've played them close, took them to overtime in like 2018 or 2019. Like,
but that was before the scouting. Before the scouting.
True. But even despite, they were like, you know what? Just in case.
But how has it been the last 3 years?
We got to practice one game without the signs.
let's look between Rutgers and Nebraska over the last 3 seasons and see who played closer, because it's between those two. There's no way it's not between those two.
Nebraska makes more sense that they did scout because they've been changing coaches, so the signs would be changing more often. So that would
they're like, we can't. Yeah, we can't. We need to have it.
We need to, because they have new coaching staff. So that probably makes more sense. But hey, I will accept Nebraska.
What I'm also just interested in, by the way,
it can't be Northwestern. Northwestern's been pretty competitive. I know.
What I'm also going to be interesting. I forgot Northwestern existed. What I'm going to be interested in though is everybody's still like Michigan's #1 team. Michigan is like odds to win the Natty is still like the highest odds. I'm curious to see how they play without having sign stealing and having this extra information, because I think that they're a great team and I still think that they're going to be elite, but to have that extra information to be able to be like, hey, well, I'm looking at Ohio State, or I'm looking at Georgia, or I'm looking at whatever these teams are, right? And I'm playing against them who also have high talent. It's going to be really interesting to see how like they do without a leg up, because in the past, before all this, they lost those games even when they had elite talent. And now, obviously, they have this elite talent.
Michigan elite talent?
Yes. Oh, I'm saying right now, this year.
They don't.
I mean, statistics, like by the way I guess it's been all with sign stealing, but with the way that they've been playing cohesively, like they're an elite team right now.
Yeah, the product, I believe from what I've seen in game this season, I think they're the best team in the country.
But you have to also keep in mind with that, what I'm saying is every game we've seen this season has been with sign stealing.
Well, so, every game for the past 3 seasons.
Yes, but for this season specifically, in the season they're favored to win the national championship right now. Yes. Every game we've seen at this point, they have had that advantage. So how are they going to look without that advantage? Like we've said, they're an elite team. They're still going to be an elite team on paper, but is that advantage that they have so significant that it will actually change their ability to beat these top teams that they're about to run into with? I don't think they've played Penn State yet, but with Penn State, Ohio State, I don't know if they play Wisconsin, but Wisconsin, if they play Wisco.
I don't think they play Wisconsin here,
but all these higher end teams that they're going to come into with the end of the season, I think maybe they play Maryland, and I would put Maryland in that for the Big Ten.
Maryland's got a good offense.
So
Olio's good.
So that's just going to be interesting to me. I think that this is what we did. They've been barred with pay, of course, from the college football rankings for the Waterboy podcast with pay. It's obviously you have to pay Michigan. So I think it's just going to be interesting to see where they're thrown at after this week, because I think you have to kind of discount what we've seen at this point because of that. You have to take a little bit into account.
This is another thing I want to say. So, yes, as of right now going forward, Michigan has stopped the sign stealing off. But considering that they went to 8 of the 11 Ohio State games for the Michigan game last year, they have all their signs. They've already filmed their stuff. They already have all their info on Penn State and Ohio State. So
if I'm right now and I see if I'm Ohio State right now and I'm seeing Michigan on my schedule, I'm changing all this shit right now.
Well, true. And last year they changed again, but this is what I found out, and this is shocking to me. When I heard this, I was like, wait, what? So former Ohio State wide receiver coach was talking about signs, and he claims Ohio State used the same signs for 5 years. Guys, what the fuck? What the fuck? 5 years? Dude, what? Come on. How is that even possible? What? Change it twice a decade. Yeah, that's good. But
so they've had it. They've had the same sign since Urban Meyer.
That was when Urban was there. It's probably changed.
Okay.
But there was a 5-year stretch where Ohio State had the same signs. So, I don't know everything. Obviously, they're changing their signs, but they're now spending time changing signs, which could be used to prepare football. And so
yeah, I also. We're still on the same subject, but we have not addressed the 2 things in particular that I've been waiting for.
Yeah,
we kind of addressed one of them earlier, but you did not state what the literal name of the situation was called with Stallions.
Wait, what do you mean the Do we have like a gate name for this? What do you mean?
Oh no, there's a little literal name is the Michigan Manifest. Manifest in Michigan.
Okay. So there's been leaked text messages, and apparently Connor Stallions, the main culprit of this, has been planning to become the head coach of Michigan since he was 16 years old in high school. He has been working on, he's already finished it, but he spent years writing a 600 page, okay? 600 page, Everett, okay? 600 page Michigan manifesto. Bad title. All right, bad connotations with manifesto there. But this is one thing I want to say on behalf of Stallions. I actually think this sheds light on him. Apparently, Stallions was admitted into the University of Michigan and Navy out of high school, but he specifically picks the Navy over the University of Michigan for his Michigan manifesto. He believed that having a military background would be critical for the success of Michigan football, so he picked the Navy over his favorite, literally anything on the planet. So I respect the shit out of Connor Stallions. He was like, I need to join the Navy. That's how Michigan.
Hold on. How many years ago? Like, I don't know how old he is right now, but how many years ago did he go to college? When was he like 16?
I'm not sure, but he started as a volunteer, an unpaid volunteer for the Michigan football staff from 2015 to 2020.
So
okay.
He would have been
he loves Michigan
in high school.
Football.
Like he would have been 16. Would he have been in high school when that happened or no? When he was volunteering?
Well, I believe he started volunteering actually after the Navy.
Fuck. Damn it. I was going to say,
I don't know that timeline.
I was going to say, could this have been an inside job the whole time? And Jim Harbaugh has actually been like planning this from day one. He's like, all right, dude, we're sending you to the Navy. Okay. You're going to learn all of these spy
God, because Harbaugh was hired in 2015. So that technically.
You're going to learn all of these spy techniques. Fuck Bill Belichick. Fuck what he's been doing. You're learning this. All right. We're doing the United States military way. All right. Okay.
Yeah. We are literally calling in the Marines. Okay. Steel Team 6. Okay.
You're going to learn
Team 6. Okay.
You're going to come back to me. All right. And for the next 10 years, I'm going to groom you into being the next head coach, and we're going to fucking cheat our way to the top, all right? You remember what they said in college, all right?
If you ain't
fake cheating, it till you make it, baby.
Actually, yeah, that's a simpler term. Yes, actually, I like that one better. But yeah, many things that come out. I will say, though, that, like, I don't blame him. I'm already on page 400 of my Ohio State of the Union when I become Ohio State.
Yeah, he's been working on this since he was 8 years old.
I don't blame. Yeah, if anything, it's kind of weak. He only did this at 16. All right, this guy's not a real fan.
Yeah, I've been doing the Vikings one since I was 4, dude. Get on top of your shit.
Oh, actually, you were in the womb. I mean, you hadn't come out
well,
yet.
Well, no, you forget I had my
your
Chargers
mom was like,
and
your mom's like,
I had my Chargers and 49ers.
Is he drawing up play action right now? What the hell?
You forget I had my Chargers and 49ers period. Well, no, that's what Sean McVay's kid's been doing.
I was about to say Jordan McVay. That's what he's working on right now. Last thing though, Everett, which you're involved with actually, the Michigan whistleblower is a Michigan alum, Jim Stapleton, who I think has some involvement with the playoff committee or NCAA something, but
so he's narking.
But he has partial ownership in the Vikings, and he was a big proponent of Kevin O'Connell over Harbaugh, which I think you're fine with that. Like, you like KOC.
Well, will we have been cheating in the NFL? Because if I'm getting that Bill Belichick boost, I don't know, man. But no, I like KOC. I do find it really interesting, though, that, I mean, having somebody who has that much stake in a franchise like the Vikings and who obviously has connections to Michigan, who's a part of that program, being like, I mean, you could see it as two ways. He's like, yo, I don't want my head coach getting fucking stolen from me because we're doing well right now and it's making me money, right? You could see it that way. Or you could see it like, oh, I know something you don't. I don't want this shit getting out. I don't want you going to the Vikings because then all of this shit's going to fall apart.
And in a way, maybe this guy really wants to, fire Harbaugh or suspend him now for the University of Michigan. He knows the actual punishment, and if Michigan gets
you're
ahead of
in
it
love
now,
if you're a Chargers fan right now, by the way.
oh yeah, no. I mean, yes. In terms of our coaching situations, looking like we got options, looking like we got some names that we can interview. We'll see if we spend the money on them. Definitely won't.
You won't.
But maybe
you won't.
Maybe we could at least interview them. I mean, that'll be a start.
that's cute. You think you're going to interview them?
Harbaugh wouldn't accept a Chargers interview.
No, you'll be interviewing Ed Donatel in 6 months.
I actually don't even think we'd have to interview. I think we just hire him.
You just hire him.
I think
right
you just apply on LinkedIn.
I really wish they did have that for like
That'd
head coaching
so
jobs. You could just apply on LinkedIn. You're like, yeah, I think I'm qualified because I've been watching football for like the last 8 years.
You know, it's a thing we could work on. We could potentially go to. Now, there's one last rumor in this. There are rumors that Michigan might have gotten access to Ohio State's practice film in 2021 or 2022. Ohio State, they used to send players home with iPads and logins to watch film. Now you have to be in the athletic facility. There's only like specific computers with the film room for Ohio State now. Like they really shut down the security. Now remember, Everett, in the offseason, there was a Michigan coach, Matt Weiss, who was fired for illegal computer access or breaching computer security networks. He was fired immediately. Now, Stapleton has been exposed as a whistleblower, but there's another former Michigan coach who is also exposing them, probably Matt Weiss, who was fired for this. So Matt Weiss might have the proof because he himself is the one who accessed the Ohio State film, and he might be able to take that. I mean, if they have Ohio State film, Everett, practice, I mean, we're done here. I mean, come on, what are we talking about? Like,
yeah, man.
But yeah, that was the college football update. I'm curious. I don't think the NCAA will punish Michigan this season, like a bowl ban this year. I
think that it's so far in the season and they're doing so well. Like it's really hard to be like, yeah, if they make the national championship or they have the best record in college football, that we can't let them do it. Like the college football and everybody's making so much money off of it. Like,
oh yeah,
you can't do that. But I do think that you could see them getting I don't even know if they'd get a bowl ban, to be honest. They might just get a playoff ban.
Well, that is
a bowl. I guess it's a subset of a bowl ban, but it's just like you can't make the playoffs, but we'll put you in a shitty bowl. But like,
I mean, that would actually be the equivalent. I'm cool with
essentially, but I mean, you maybe like it's not the same because they're not been paying players, but you see a recruiting ban or something like that.
I don't think they will touch scholarships. I don't think they will. In my opinion, they're vacating all the wins for the past 3 seasons, this season included. They're vacating the wins. I believe there will be a 1-year postseason ban next season, probably not this year. But those punishments are enough for Jim Harbaugh to be like, all right, I'm done.
I think honestly, after this and the hamburger situation, I think that he'd be done either way. I would assume that if you get offered a job in the NFL, he would probably take it, assuming, I mean, it has to be a head coaching position. And honestly,
he will have head coaching jobs.
Honestly, let's ask this question. If you're obviously Michigan's one of the most prestigious legacy brands in college football, but if he gets an offer from another school, like would he take it, assuming it's kind of on the same level?
For college?
For college. Would you just want to leave everything behind with Michigan? Be like, there's just too much going on here. Like I just feel like Harbaugh,
the only reason he's still in college is because he's the Michigan head coach. If he was at a different school, he has a lot of attachment there. So, but
yeah, that makes sense.
If it's not Michigan, then I don't think he'd do college.
The last thing I have for college football, though, by the way, one last thing I have. Here is the projected 2024 troop strength by conference after the realignment.
Okay, real quick. Troops, are we talking? Define that. What troop strength?
Soldiers, military.
ROTC? No, not ROTC. We're talking legitimate.
Legitimate. All right. Independence, 0. Sun Belt, 0. SEC, 0. Pac-12. I mean, it doesn't exist. So 0. Maction, 0. CUSA, 0. Big Ten,
1.
0.
1. Connor Stallions, 1.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
1.
Big 12, 0. ACC, 0. The MWC, 325,000. The American Athletic Conference, 899,000.
All right, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So the American Conference now, by the way,
yes.
The American Conference has the entire U.S. Army and Navy, a hurricane, a tiger, a bull, a pirate, a guy wielding an axe, a big green wave, a bunch of birds
wielding the axe. What team?
And a fucking dragon.
I was waiting for that. Who has the axe?
Charlotte has the axe.
Oh, okay. I was about to
say, yeah, it's a pig axe.
I mean, it's fierce. That's a fierce. That's a fierce move. Lost the Bearcats, lost the Cougars, lost the
and we just
UCF.
Yeah, they're the Golden Knights. Yeah, we just made up with the United States Army. So I mean, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like if we're, I mean, it's also great. It's the American Conference. Army and Navy.
It's probably why that's the one they came to.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. Getting into the NFL. Obviously, we have some games that we have to give out our picks for. I'm going to give a little bit of a Vikings recap now because we were in the game last week.
Kirk Cousins. I think I saw at one point he was like 12 for 12 on third down with 200 yards. So I was like,
I think that this was the best. I've seen it a lot. I don't know if I can say this is the best game I've ever seen from Kirk Cousins, but
I think you're allowed to say that.
This is a top 3, top 2, arguably the best performance I've ever seen Kirk Cousins do. And we say that obviously he had an interception, but no weapons in quotation. Justin Jefferson, obviously, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison's still a rookie. KJ Osborne could fucking hold a ball for his life, unfortunately. I hate to see because I love the guy. And TJ Hawkinson, who has had dropping issues too. So not really any weapons. You're going against one of the best, if not the best defense in the NFL. Arguably the best team in the NFL going into Monday night. So to come out with a win, to come out with Jordan Addison torching Tre'Davious Ward, should have had 3 touchdowns. Having TJ Hawkinson have a career night, I think was a career stat for him. Great. Only complaint I have is please, Jesus, fuck. Do not run Alexander Madison. Please stop using Alexander Madison. He is not a good running back one. Have Ty Chandler, have Cam Akers, somebody who is explosive through the gaps.
Who was number 30? Is that 30? Ty Chandler, 30? Or there was a running back wearing 30.
32 is Ty Chandler. 31 is
it was in the 30s. Okay, yeah.
Please just I know you gave Madison a contract extension. That does not mean you have to use him. Okay, it does not mean that he has to be RB1. Okay, he's not been doing well. He's a good change of pace back. All right, but he's not explosive. He's a hitter. Okay, and only other thing I have to say is Dalton Risner. I don't know why he hasn't been in the lineup until now after we signed him, but he honestly is the reason why the offensive line looked so good last night.
Did they move him out left?
They put him in a left guard. And he had some issues like pulling and stuff.
Ed Ingram experiment.
Ed Ingram is at right guard. Ed Ingram.
Ezra Cleveland's out?
He's out right now. Ed Ingram, interestingly enough, I think is a top 10 rated guard this season.
Wow.
I think he's been doing much
Anything
better.
Is possible.
He's been doing much better since Dalton Risner was signed. But like there's film
communication up front, Everett. I've been telling you.
There's film that's been shown from that 49ers game where Eric Armstead and Ed Ingram are going one-on-one, and Ed Ingram is kind of bullying
now.
Yeah. Interestingly. In the past, he'd be on his ass. Kirk Cousins immediately hit. So anyways, Jordan Addison tied with Randy Moss for most receiving TDs by a rookie in the first 7 games of the season. 6 touchdowns.
I believe he has a touchdown every game except one, correct?
Maybe because he's at a couple 2 touchdown games though. In comparison, Quentin Johnston is currently averaging just 1.2 receptions a game through 6 games.
Really? He's over 1?
Yeah, 1.2. He probably had a game where he had like 5. He probably had a game where he had like 4 or 5.
QJ. I'll put some respect on your name. I'll put some respect on there.
Yeah, with 11 receiving yards a game.
Better than 9 receiving yards a game. I mean, slight improvement. Slight improvement. How many yards is Jordan Addison averaging per game?
I couldn't tell you, probably like 80.
For the sake of it, just say it's like 100.
100. We'll say 100.
Oh, so like 10 times as much as Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Wait, Everett, holy shit. When the Chargers were picking, wait, Jordan Addison, he wasn't available, right? I mean, it's not like
there's no way he was available.
It's not like we passed on Jordan Addison for Quentin Johnson. I mean, that'd be ridiculous. Even a 4-year-old knows that's stupid.
Wait, no, Everett, I'm reading here that he was available.
Everett, Jordan Addison was.
He was available. I'm reading right here. It says he was available.
What? I mean, who possibly could have predicted that Jordan Addison would be better than Quentin Johnson? How? I mean, obviously Quentin Johnson was the better. He's taller. He's taller. He's faster. I don't think he's actually faster, but he's faster. He might not have good hands. Like, he might not be a better catcher than Jordan, but I mean, he's good once he gets the ball. He can make guys miss.
If it's Michigan.
Yeah.
That's why.
Damn it. They did have theirs, but they did know the TCU plays. So I was going off that theory. I was going off that theory that Michigan screwed over the Chargers by inflating Quentin Johnson's draft stock because he had statistically a better game than Marv against Michigan. So, like, therefore, Quentin Johnson's great. Now, that's when I was under the impression they didn't scout TCU. But now that I found out they did scout TCU, I don't have an explanation. That does not. You
would think that somebody would learn after Jalen Reagor got drafted out of Justin Jefferson, who, by the way, TCU wide receiver.
Yeah, I wasn't even necessarily looking at that angle. I was just pure talent, just looking at the players.
Yeah, you would think somebody would draft the wide receiver. What's the award called? Biletnikoff winner.
Who hit with Kenny Pickett. Yeah, that's when he won it. Not with Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. No, with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Last stat just from the game. Teams are now 2-0 versus the 49ers when they bring out the boombox.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, we know how to beat them now. We know how to do it. Super Gremlin. It's always Kodak. It's always been Kodak. There's no way you did worse than me. I went 4-9 last week.
I went 7-6, I think. 4-9.
Yeah.
7-6, same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I need to be better.
We are currently sitting at 63% for me.
I'm at 57.5%.
Oh boy.
Disgusting. Despicable. Gross. Okay. This is an embarrassment.
All right. Read her off.
Awful.
Read her off.
Thursday night football. Bucks at Bills. Early slate. Big early slate. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen this many games in the early slate in my life. Rams at Cowboys. Vikings at Packers. Falcons at Titans. Hate that game. Saints at Colts. What the fuck of the week. Patriots at Dolphins. Jets at Giants. And just, holy shit. Jaguars at Steelers. Eagles at Commanders. Texans at Panthers. Rookie quarterback bowl. Afternoon slate. Browns at Seahawks. I'm very, very interested in that one. Chiefs at Broncos. Ravens at Cardinals. Bengals at Niners. Sunday night. Tyson Bagent takes on my Los Angeles Chargers.
I'd be a little spooked.
Oh, I am spooked. We'll get into that. And Monday night, Raiders at Lions. Okay, I'll go through what I got right now. Bills, Cowboys, Vikings. Falcons, but I hate it. I probably should switch it. I'm on Falcons. Screw it. Falcons. I don't think I've gotten a single one from the Colts right, but screw it. I'm getting this right. Colts. Dolphins, which I feel weird about. Giants. I hate it, but Giants. Jaguars. Eagles, which I hate. I'm doing this for CJ. Panthers, because I know if I pick the Texans, they'll lose. So I'm picking the Panthers.
I hope. Well, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I hope the Panthers win, but we can't break that CJ streak. So,
yeah, this is for CJ. Okay. Don't ever say I didn't help out CJ. Browns, Chiefs, Ravens, Niners, which I also hate, Chargers, but Bears to cover, and Lions.
All right, your picks are locked in. All right, now here's my picks, okay?
Locked.
Bills, Rams, Vikings, Falcons, Saints, Dolphins, Jets, Jaguars, Commanders, Texans, Browns, Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals. I have the
I
Chargers.
won't blame you.
I have the Chargers written here.
I
but
will not be mad.
I have the Chargers written down. That's what my team has picked, but I might have to go with the Bears for.
It's up to you. Hey, I'm not headphones off. I can't even hear you. I have no idea who you're picking. No idea. I don't even know you're picking. Right,
and
assume you just made the pick.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. I was trying to not read your lips, so I just.
No, and the Lions. I'm going to stay with the Chargers. I'm going to pick the Lions. But Beijing 0, probably going to go off. Yeah. Things I want to talk about real quick, though, just first couple of points. Rams, Sean McVay baby game, okay? He's winning that, okay? For the Falcons-Titans, I mean, it's going to be Derrick Henry's last game, so maybe take that with a grain of salt. Maybe the Titans win that, but Ryan Tannehill's going to be out. Dolphins-Patriots, it is Bill Belichick, but the Dolphins are fucking disgusting. Jets-Giants, Saquon Barkley, all right, that's the entirety of the Giants offense right now, unless Darren Waller can make some catches. The Jets defense might be the best defense in the NFL this year, might be the best defense we've seen like the last 4 years, outside maybe the Browns this year. So when they play well, they play well.
Thank you.
So I think if that defense stops them and Zach Wilson can actually score a touchdown for once, Jets win that. Commanders, they always rip off a game versus the Eagles one time a year. They lost the first game versus the Eagles. I don't know if it was the overtime game, if it was overtime, if it was like a last second score by the Eagles, but they lost by like 3 points, I think. I think that was overtime, actually. So I'm taking Commanders in this one. I think they're going to take this one off. Browns, obviously Deshaun Watson's out, but give me the fucking defense. Oh my Lord. Bengals 49ers, Brock Purdy's out for the 49ers. He's in concussion protocol. So I don't like Sam Darnold in that. And then obviously Beijing 0 with the Bears, but I think the Chargers still pull it off.
Okay. Yeah, I have just some couple like little fun facts. The first thing I want to point out, now we both picked the Chiefs, but Mahomes has never lost to Denver in his NFL career. So just need to get that out there. Also, real quick, when it comes to Bears Chargers, the Chargers are 8.5-point favorites, which
I think this is like a 3-point game.
Yeah, yes. This is what I'm trying to think that I'm Vegas. I'm putting out this line. Chargers 8.5. Like you're a neutral casual. Okay. You have not watched a second of the Chargers or Bears. What are you going to bet there? Like
Chargers.
Chargers?
Chargers. Obviously the Bears won last week, but the Bears are still like 2-5.
I just feel like 8.5 is so much.
Not really. In the terms of like a high scoring offense, not really. So it kind of just comes down to, I mean, what the Chargers are able to put up points. So it's a matter of whether or not the Chargers defense stands, and it seems like they can't really, but I mean,
no, they can't. No.
So yeah, I mean, do you want to preview that game at all? But
I don't really got much to say. I just feel like
I don't know if the Chargers lose this game.
In my mind, I'd be like Bears 8.5. Duh.
If the Chargers lose this game, does Brandon Staley is there a possibility he might be out?
That he actually might be fired in season. I think for the first time in Chargers history that we fired a coach in season. There's rumors that if we lose this one, then he might get fired. But I just want to say there was some footage of Austin Eckler in the locker room. He was asked about Brandon Staley. They were asking so do you feel comfortable for the rest of the season under Staley? How much trust do you guys have in Staley? And he said, well, we got no other choice, right? And he just stared into the reporter's eyes for 3 seconds afterwards. Yeah, the whole team hates Staley. we're out.
I just think that if you're the owners, you gotta clean the whole house.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be messy. It's gonna be a messy rebuild. We are frauds, They're great. They're great at their job. Okay, we gotta give.
What was it last week that we had the siren for, and we were like, we
Michigan.
Gonna follow up on that? Was it actually Michigan?
No, I remember the Michigan Frawler.
It was last week. There was something last week. We were like, we're gonna have to follow up on that to see if that's true.
I'll have to go cut the tape.
Yeah,
I'll have to go cut the tape. I didn't illegally steal that tape though. That one.
No, that one was property. We'll clarify that.
Other last thing. The Steelers are 4-2.
Yeah,
just think about that. For Matt Canada offense, 4-2.
I don't know how. Oh, I know how. They played the Raiders. They beat the Ravens actually. In division, and the Browns in
everything
division.
Out the window.
They beat the Rams though, so but that was referee bullshit.
Brett Maher and referees, two things
so. They still have the Jags. I just want to
point that out.
They still have the Jags, Browns, Bengals twice, Cardinals because they ride the fucking bus, Seahawks and Ravens again. So we'll see.
Okay. Actually, I want to hear this Vikings Packers preview. This is rivalry.
One thing that I was gonna say real quick though. I know the Ravens are a wagon, but I don't know why. I feel like the Cardinals might be on a fucking bus this week.
I was going to say, for some reason, I feel like the Cardinals might just win this one.
They might just fucking win this game. I have no idea why.
The NFL's any given Sunday, okay? Any given Sunday. Anything can happen. And so...
I feel like we should designate one flip pick per week where we're just like, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna have this game where it could be either and I just get a flip. But that's some horseshit. We're not going to do that. The Water Boys are true to their picks. We're not doing that. All right. Okay. Vikings Packers, obviously the first game of the rivalry series.
Don't you guys also play second to last week of the season?
I think so.
That's the Lions.
You play twice. But this is a pretty early game for us to play in Lambeau. For a while, we were playing in Lambeau in December when it was fucking cold and snowy. And I've been to one of those games, and it was sick, but it was fucking cold. We had Christian Ponder at quarterback, so that didn't help. But no. So I think this past game's kind of given me I think that if they're going to get momentum to do things, if this is the team that we were expecting to see was what happened last week, we're like, okay, we beat the best team in the NFL, or second best team in the NFL, right? You have to ride that. I want to see the same style, the same passion and stuff that I saw from those last week. Kevin O'Connell time management was great. He finally figured it out. He had 3 timeouts going into the last minute and a half. There was not there. I don't think we fumbled once. We had 1 interception. O-line was great. Trenches were good. Daniil Hunter was disgusting. Obviously no fucking Trent Williams, but still. So I want to see that level of execution again. And if we can hold that level of execution throughout the year and we get Justin Jefferson back, I'm very excited to see how the season plays out. But if it was just a one-off performance, because remember the week before that, we barely beat the Bears. It was looking real bad. All right. We beat them 19-12 or 13, something like that. And it was
weird score.
It was bad. That game made me think, okay, the Vikings are always going to be able to beat bad teams or be in games, but they're never going to be that step where you need to win. And I expect them to win this game. All right. And I expect them to do well, but this game is going to be a marker of whether or not the rest of the season, whether or not we did what we did last week was a fluke.
Okay. Yeah. I also, quick little side note, I personally don't really care about it at all. I know you've been very outspoken, but Kevin O'Connell was caught saying go down.
Okay, this is what I'll say.
Personally, I have no problem with that in the NFL. I think that's very funny.
This is the deal. Obviously, I was like Lane Kiffin vibes, but in this in the NFL and what he did different than what Lane Kiffin does.
They're doing it to stop momentum. He did it shit. All right, first and goal. I need this touchdown. Go down. I need to draw something. Because
TJ was legitimately hurt on that play, and he was was he? TJ. He told TJ to get on the fucking ground because TJ was trying to walk off the field, and he's like, all right, if you walk off and I have 2 seconds left, I got to get Johnny Munt's ass in there. I'm going to have to call a timeout. Like, dude, just sit on the fucking ground.
We can go there too. Yeah. I like
sit
that.
on the ground.
Let's
Otherwise,
just
you're going to
say,
fuck me.
let's hypothetical say he just wanted a free timeout. I got no problem with that. KOC, you got to win that game, baby. That's called a coach who does what it takes to win. Okay. He needed to be in his bag on that 1st and goal. I don't blame him. 49ers, that's a big game. All right. That's a big game without Justin Jefferson, too. Can't blame him. Led to a Jordan Addison touchdown. That's why I excuse it. But yeah.
But assuming that's it that we have for the game predictions for this week.
Yeah, that's kind of all we got for the game. Saints Colts is my what the fuck, but I mean, I don't know.
My what the fuck was Bengals 49ers, but with Brock Purdy out, it's not really. Yeah. So I got one in-season wish list for this. Do you have any like stats or anything? Like you have any lists to give out?
We were gonna hold off on the Olympic flag football. You can re-say your Patriots one from last week or last episode.
Okay. So Saints in season wish list. Fire Pete Carmichael. Start Jameis Winston until Carr is actually healthy. Hope Chris Olave stops giving out on routes. Hope Chris Olave stops giving up on routes. Hope Chris Olave doesn't become a big diva. Try and get someone to trade for Andrews Pete or Trevor Penning. I know you had some stuff to say about Chris Olave this week.
I guess really know you didn't get to talk about it. I guess I am forced to address it. Unlike the Michigan men, I will address things going on with my players and program. So Chris Olave, I do not condone his actions. I did not like to see him pull the I play for the Saints card. Not what I like to see personally. Did not like that. I do not condone his actions at all. Okay, but I want to talk also about his on-field attitude and demeanor. I see a lot of poor, bad body language out there. And yes, Derek Carr is awful. Okay. Like Chris, if I were you, I would be upset that Derek Carr is my quarterback. I get it. I know. But the way to solve it and move forward and progress isn't by pouting on the field. It's by putting your head down and going. Okay. You got to keep on going out there. You got to keep on playing. Okay. Now there have been a lot of clips I've seen where Derek Carr clearly hates Olave. I mean, like clearly they don't get along. So I don't know if they can repair their relationship at this point. I don't know.
If I'm the Saints, I'm literally liquidizing everything right now. That's what I'd be doing going. I'm dead serious. That's what I would do going into the deadline. Try at least at the end of the season, try and get off of Carr, trying to get rid of Taysom Hill. Fire Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael, get that whole staff out of there, get rid of the big contracts on defense. Like, I'm trying to build this new young team because that's what they did originally when they got to be so good is they kept drafting well. They're signing younger free agents. Like they're putting everything together.
2017 Saints draft is one of the craziest draft class of all time. Like they had maybe 5 like all pros in that draft class. Like it was nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
The post Sean Payton era.
Patriots in season wish list. Give Mac Jones more time in the pocket. Make Kendrick Bourne a large part of the game. Hopefully re-sign Malik Cunningham and give him a shot if Mac keeps struggling.
He did get re-signed. He did get
re-signed.
He did.
Finally give Malik Cunningham his shot if Mac keeps struggling. Get turnovers on defense and improve third down play calling on offense.
I mean, Patriots, they picked up a big win last week over Buffalo. They are 2-5 though, or is it 2-4? I think it's 2-5. Regardless, yeah. I mean, Patriots, new directions. We're going new ways.
I still, again, we said this last episode. I still think that Bill Belichick needs it's the Dave Roberts. Actually, no, he shouldn't be in the executive role in the Patriots.
Yeah, I think he's done. I think he's just done with football. Well. I think he's lacrosse. That's his true love. PLL. Call up
PLL. Yeah, well, that's all we got. NBA started. Nobody knew that
Oh
that
yeah,
happened.
NBA started up.
Nobody knew that that happened.
Yeah, I don't follow the NBA till the Super Bowl's over. Then I start watching. Literally
I mean, yeah,
February. Like,
literally.
I'm not even kidding. I also
No.
don't even think LeBron starts like really paying close attention to the
Yeah,
NBA
from what we saw
until.
last night, no. No,
Did
he
you see
doesn't.
his video of LeBron doing National Tight Ends Day?
Oh
So
yeah, when he's going off the names, he's like reading
he
it from
starts
a
listing
list.
out tight ends, and you see someone else just Googled NFL tight ends, and literally in order, that's what LeBron read. And what the first Google search for NFL tight ends, he listed the names in
Oh.
that order. So funny. I will be honest, though, I was expecting LeBron to throw in a little like, I mean, back in the day at SMSV, I used to play tight end myself, just a kid from Akron, man. Like, I was expecting a little self shout out because I feel like LeBron finds a way to be like, I mean, I used to play football back in the day too. Like, I feel like he likes to throw that in there, but I was kind of proud he didn't do that. I'm kind of proud he
Yeah.
didn't.
But with the thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Ever69 Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes on YouTube and all podcast platforms every Tuesday and Thursday. So make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss any of that. Post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday. Don't want to miss those. Great little tidbits. That's why we have little clips inside of these episodes. You guys can kind of tell. They are fantastic. Post Instagram twice a week, so you don't want to miss any of those. So make sure you go follow us there. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.